Hello ladies, welcome to Menopause, your management, your way now and for the rest of your life. You know me as Menopause Barbie and I'm your Menopause Tailor. And one of the things that you do to tailor your menopause your way is learn how to exercise in a way that works for menopause and works for our age group. And so a lot of the exercises I show you are things that are much more gentle than the aerobic, speed, heavy weight, sweat types of exercise. And I think that it's really good for us to be creative and to incorporate balance into our exercise. And I've shown you a few videos along those lines. And today I've got another one that is even more interesting because today we're going to combine the Bosu, which is this thing, but today we're going to use it with the blue side down. Now you know this means both sides up. B-O-S-U is an acronym or semi-acronym for both sides up. And I've showed you in the past how you can stand on the blue side and do all sorts of things. And today, we're going to put the blue dome down and use it with the flat black side up. And we're going to combine that Bosu with the ball, the big ball that I'm sitting on. I think of all kinds of ways to do exercise with these toys and to do some of the regular exercises that people do on machines and standing on the floor or lying on regular benches. But when you do them on these toys, it's a little more interesting and you can use lighter weights and you work on your balance and your core. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a few little exercises using both of these pieces of equipment. And we'll see how you like it. And you know what else? I think that this kind of exercise is fantastic for your brain because, I mean, when you're doing these kinds of exercises that require balance, you have to concentrate. I mean, this isn't the kind of thing where your mind can be on other things. You will focus and concentrate. And when you finish the exercise, you'll be a little bit mentally tired as well as physically. So, you know, when it comes to things like Alzheimer's prevention, I tell you to challenge yourself both physically and mentally, and this is one of the things you can do to help prevent Alzheimer's because you have to think and concentrate and exercise your brain in ways that you haven't exercised it before. So I think these kinds of exercises serve many, many purposes, and I urge you to try some of them at whatever level is right for you, just to see what you think and to realize how much it causes you to really concentrate on what you're doing and concentrate on something that you don't typically concentrate on. That's the name of the game when it comes to preserving your brain. So let's get started with some of these fun exercises for combining the Bosu and the ball for your menopause. Okay, so I've turned to the side for you because it's much easier for you to see what I'm doing from the side view than it is from the front view. So the first thing you want to do is sit on the ball and make sure that you have a good balance. Put your hands on the ball and then start rolling downward. Do you see where my elbows are? My elbows are braced on the ball, and the reason my elbows are braced on the ball, as well as the really top of my butt or the lowest part of my back, is so that I can then pick up one foot and put it on the Bosu, and then I can pick up the other foot and put it on the Bosu. And then look where your feet are on the Bosu and make sure that they're equidistant. Make sure that they are on the sides of the Bosu so that you're balanced, so that just your feet on the Bosu are in a balanced position. You don't want them off to one side or the other because then the Bosu will be lopsided. And then once you get your feet on the Bosu and placed in a nice symmetric manner, then you can scoot farther down on the ball, and what you want is you want your shoulder blades and maybe even your neck to rest on the ball and the lower part of your head. So If you look now, I have my feet on the Bosu. I've still got my arms braced on the ball. I have my upper back, neck, and lower head, the base of my skull, on the ball, resting on the ball. And if you look at my position, I'm in a bridge. Do you see this bridge position? Now, this may be all you do, and if this is all you do, that's fantastic, because this requires a lot of balance. Look straight up at the ceiling. Don't twist your head from side to side. Just look straight up and see how well you can balance. You have to tighten your butt muscles. Tighten this. It should be hard as a rock, okay? None of this. This is not the exercise. This is nice and easy, but you're doing nothing. This is sagging, and your butt will be soft and you won't be tightening your muscles. The goal is to lift your belly up, make your belly flat, and tighten your butt. My butt is as hard as a rock. Look. Okay, that's what you want. Now, if this is comfortable, then you might decide that you want to try to do an exercise. If that's the case, get some weights that are not very heavy. 5 pounds, even 3 pounds. These that I'm using are 8 pounds, but I wouldn't go any higher than that. And the goal here is to understand that it's not about how heavy the weights are, because you see, you're having to put a lot of your energy into keeping your butt up, keeping your belly flat, keeping the Bosu stable, and keeping the ball stable. That by itself is a lot of work. So now I'm going to see if I can do a chest press while I stay in this position. So this movement is like this. And you know what? I'm going to do it extremely slowly. I'm going to gaze directly at the ceiling. I'm going to try to keep everything as still as I can. I'm bringing my arms up, touching in the center, and bringing them back down. And that is a chest press. And if you do 10 or 20 of these extremely slowly, you will get an excellent workout. And you know what? You never, ever sacrifice form. So if you can only do 3 with good form, fine, just do 3. The goal is to keep your form and try to keep your balance. Now, there's another exercise you can do in this same position, and that would be a fly. So for your fly, you hold your arms straight up, put the weights together, touching, and you are going to open your arms to the sides slowly and bring them back up. All the while, you want to keep the Bosu as still as possible. You want to keep your butt as tight and lifted as possible. And you want to keep your belly as flat as possible. And do your fly. That takes a lot of concentration. This is excellent for your brain. And you do as many of these as you can do with good form, and it's all about going in a very slow, coordinated movement. Now here is a third exercise. Keep the weights together in your center, bring them all the way down to just below your chest, and push up in the midline, straighten your arms, and bring them back down. This is excellent, excellent, excellent. All of these are the very same thing. You're just doing something different with the weights. Now, if you want to get really creative and do something fun and push the limit like I do, move one foot more centrally on the Bosu and see if you can raise the other foot up into the air and do those same exercises. It takes a whole lot of balance, and you just do the very same exercises. The ones that are centered, like the chest press and this one, are much easier than the fly when your foot is raised. But heck, you can try anything, right? Just see how it works. And this time I'm wobbling a little bit because I have to really work. And you know, you really feel your legs and your butt when you do that. Oh my God, you really feel it. So these exercises are excellent. There's one more that you can do, and that is put the weight on your pelvis and just raise the weight up and lower the weight down. Keep your butt tight, but raise it up and down. And that is an excellent exercise, especially for your pelvic muscles. It's almost like doing a Kegel exercise. This will help you decrease how much you leak urine because you're having to tighten all those little muscles around your vaginal and urethral area. The urethra is where your urine comes out. And doing this makes everything stronger so that you have more control. So ladies, I know this looks really weird, but these exercises are great. And coming out of this position, what you want to do is roll back a little bit, bring your body up a little bit, put your elbows back on the ball, stop, take one foot off the Bosu, take the other foot off the Bosu, and then push yourself up and sit back on the ball. So you've done 4 exercises in that crazy position, and you know, you've used balance and posture the whole time, and it's a good workout. Now, there's one more exercise that you can do with these 2 toys, and it's something with which you're pretty familiar, but you might not have done it the way I'm going to show you. You've heard of a push-up before, right? You know, I don't like push-ups. I think they're really boring. And in general, I just don't feel like I have a lot of upper body strength, but I do like to work on him, and if I'm going to do a push-up, which I don't like, I like to make it fun. So there's many different ways you can make a push-up a little more interesting. Most people do a push-up with their hands and their feet on the ground, and I think that's pretty boring. So one of the ways you can do a push-up is you can take your hands and put them on the Bosu and put your feet on the ground and lower your body like this on the Bosu. It's harder because guess what? You have to balance the Bosu. The Bosu is going to wobble, and for you to keep it from wobbling, you have to have good balance. Another option is to do your push-up with your hands on the ground and your feet on the ball. And the way this works is you can put the ball anywhere from your thighs to your toes. And the closer your ball is to your body, to your torso, the easier the push-up. The farther the ball is from your torso, the harder the push-up. So that's one option. And now you know that this video is about using both the ball and the Bosu, so guess what's coming? Guess what's next? You guessed it. Let's do a push-up with the ball and the Bosu. Here we go. Here's how you do that. The goal is to get your hands on the Bosu, that thing, and your feet on the ball. So the best way to do that is to start on the ball in a crouching position like this. And then roll out to the Bosu. See, it's like when you're 5. You do things like this. Well, I guess I'm still 5. Here we go. I'm going to roll out to the Bosu. Now that's kind of fun, actually. Now, one of the things that's stabilizing is to bring the ball tuck it under your legs, and that gives you the ability to then take your time and put one hand on the Bosu, put the other hand on the Bosu, move your hands into position on the sides of the Bosu, and then you can roll back on the ball to get the ball where you want it, and then you can do a push-up. And you know, you don't need to do many. The most I ever do is 10. And it takes a lot of control
because you're having to coordinate the balance of your hands on the bosu as well as the balance of your legs on the ball. Do you think I'm crazy? Well, I think it's been well established that I am crazy. So I agree with you on that. But it's still fun. And that's my job, to teach you fun things that you can play with and do and, you know, expand your horizons a little bit. So I've given you a few fun exercises. And you can go practice them now. And you can create some of your own and let me know what you discover and what you can tell me about, because I want to hear. Don't hurt yourself though. Don't hurt yourself. Never hurt yourself. Never risk hurting yourself. Just do fun things at the level that works for you and stop there. Make it work, but don't make it hurt, okay? So I'll leave you there for now. Come see me again in a week. In the meantime, follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And be sure you sign up for a seminar, get my DVD, read my book, do something to educate yourself about menopause. Don't leave it till later. Do it now. So this is Menopause Barbie signing off. I've enjoyed this fun time with you. Take care. Bye.